Man, what up, YouTube? What's good, man? It's your boy Kurt, and I'm back with another video. Man, this is the second time I'm recording this shit, because the first time I recorded it, it wasn't recording. I'm very pissed. Feel like I wasted my time, you feel me? But hey, without further ado, let me not waste your time. I thought to make this video today, right? This video is gonna be about having morals, principles, and beliefs as a man. My nigga, as a nigga, you need to have things that you stand on, things that you believe in, and things that you never go against. Morals, principles, and beliefs. These are the things that define you as a man. These are the things that are going to take you to the next level. These are the things that are going to take you to the next step. These are the things that guide you on your daily basis. On your day-to-day life, my nigga, you need morals, principles, and beliefs in order to keep going and keep growing. Because if you a nigga who don't stand on anything, you're gonna fall for anything or for everything. You feel me? I woke up this morning, man, and as I was going through my day, I just found myself sitting back and reflecting, and I asked myself, man, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what defines you? Because sometimes you might experience life, like you might be going through it, son, to the point where you forget who you are. This is because you might be put in situations where it has you changing certain things, like you had to adjust, and by adjusting, this might mean changing the way you look at things. These are your beliefs. Changing certain things that you said you wouldn't do, but now you have to because of circumstance. And then changing morals based off you growing or circumstance. Though I'm gonna keep it a circumstance, you feel me? So I had asked myself, like, that's what brought me to making this video, because you don't want to be a nigga who don't stand on nothing, because the moment that happens, then you gonna fall for everything. So for example, you go to school, you go to a workplace, you go to any area, bro, where it's a group setting. I'ma always take it back to the group settings. And then you're the one who has no morals, no principles. You don't stand for nothing. You don't believe in anything. You just go for everything. In this group setting, you might find a killer, a drug dealer, a stripper, a businessman, a fitness junkie, whatever it is in this group setting. And then all these people are gonna be telling you certain things, right? They're gonna be telling you their truths, because everybody's an economy. Everybody has something to provide. Everybody has something to offer. So you come into this environment, you don't have no morals, no beliefs, no principles. You don't stand on anything. This nigga who take crack might just tell you, hey man, I take cocaine. You feel me? I'm a coke head. I sniff coke every day. Every time I sniff it, I get superpowers. This shit give me strength. This shit make me strong. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. He telling you his truth, because that's what he's doing, and he's standing on it. He's a man of principle. His principle might be, hey man, sniff coke every day. You might find, you know what I'm saying? Now you're there with, and you stand for nothing. Now you're here listening to my nigga. You might just be like, shit. You feel me? Hey, maybe if I do that, I'll be strong. This is because you stand for nothing. Whereas if it was a different situation where you come from a place where we don't take no coke, we don't do no cocaine, we don't take no drugs, we don't take no synthetic drugs, you feel me? Then as that nigga saying that, you might give him the platform to talk his shit, but deep down inside, deep in your head, he's not going anywhere. Because from where you come from, you already know, man, we don't do that around here. We don't do that around here. You might be talking, you might bump into a nigga who on that fuck bitches all day, and he's standing on that. You feel me? Even the girls he going crazy with know the type of nigga he is, because he stands on it. You might bump into a nigga like that. Where you come from, it might be on some, we don't sleep around too much. We don't sleep around. Let me not say too much. We don't sleep around. If you in a relationship, you ain't cheating on a girl. You might come from a place like this. You know what I'm saying? You want to stand on that. You don't want to let this other nigga influence your decisions simply because he stands on that. But now that you have morals and principles, his morals and principles, his thoughts and his reality is not gonna affect yours because you already have a set one. You're already perceiving life in a way. But now walking with no morals, principles, beliefs, that means you're blind because you're like a sponge. You're vulnerable to anything anybody tells you. And literally, you don't have anything you stand on. Of course, morals, principles can change due to circumstance and experiences, but this is future. As a man, as you walk on your day-to-day, you need to let your past define you, but in a positive way. Because most of our principles and morals come from our past. You know what I'm saying? It might come from experiences you might have had when you were younger, that you set up certain principles for yourself. Like you might have grew up in a house where your dad was an alcoholic. You might have grew up in a house where it was just a drug house type. And then from a positive side, you yourself get to say, hey man, we don't take drugs around here. Simply because you grew up from that household and you've seen the negatives of it. So you decide to give yourself the principle that you're never gonna take drugs. You don't take drugs, we don't do that. We don't drink, you know what I'm saying, type shit. And then you might come from a place where, like for example, for me, I came from a place where I didn't grow up with my father figure in the house. So it's two ways to look at life, right? It's always a negative way, positive way. I could have looked at it negative and then inherited a victim mentality. But instead I looked at it in a positive way. I was like, man, maybe I grew up without my father for a reason. Maybe it was for me to become stronger. For me, maybe it was for me to set up my own. Maybe it was for me to be where I'm at right now. You feel me? Because in a situation where it's like in a situation like mine, right, where you grew up with no father, I feel like this is where most weak men are made, in single mother households. And that's majority of niggas in today's age. We come from a place where you grew up in a household where it's just women. There's no father figure there. So you don't have nobody to guide you, nobody to give you set principles and morals from young. Because as a man, right, you were supposed to inherit principles, morals, and certain things from your father. Like the father's supposed to pass these things down generationally. This is how you as a man get definition. Definition is supposed to come from your past. When I said past, I didn't necessarily mean just past in terms of your past. I'm talking about your ancestors' past too, son. I'm talking about your granddad. I'm talking about your dad, your granddad, your granddad's dad, your granddad's dad's dad, nigga. You feel me? Like all the way, like all the way back. Because there's certain things that come from your family, in your bloodline, that's been passed down through the men. These are morals and principles. That, hey man, where I come from, we don't do 1, 2, 3. Where I come from, we believe in 1, 2, 3, and it's always been this way. Tight. Morals and principles determine how you're perceived when you leave a certain area, not when you're there. You could be at a workplace, you could be at school, you could be clocking in every day. Man, nobody notices your character when you're there. I mean, yeah, they might pick it up, but it's usually discussed most when you have left the area for good. This is when character reviews start coming up. So, you being a person with no principles and morals, it's most likely never going to end in a positive way. It's because you stood on nothing. Even when you die, or even when you put to death, if you a nigga who didn't stand on anything, what do you think is gonna be said at your funeral, burial, cremation service, whatever you gonna have when you die? What you think is gonna be said? But now, if you a man who had things he stood on and never compromised, it's only respect that's gonna be shown simply because of that. I don't care what it is that you did, as long as you stand on it 100, it's always gonna be respected. Because you don't have to like it. Whatever I stand on, you don't have to like it, nigga. You don't have to like the principles I have. You don't have to like the fact that I must do my push-ups daily, nigga. You don't have to like the fact that I don't take disrespect. at all. I don't tolerate it. You might not like the fact that I'm not gonna cheat on my girl if I'm in a relationship. You're not gonna like the fact that I'm not gonna do certain things because I stand by certain things, certain principles and morals as a man, and I'm gonna stand on it 10 toes, nigga. You might not like that, but that's okay, because nobody has to like it. It's not for you to be liked. You having morals and principles is simply a guiding tool for you to navigate through this life as a man. Because you're gonna come through tests. Every man is different. Every man's reality is different. Every individual is an economy. So as you walk through this life shit, you're gonna pass through different economies. And are you gonna change simply because you're in the economy, or are you gonna stick to your economy? Because it's all in here. It's all in here. You feel me? So like I was saying, being a nigga with no principles is always gonna be bad. I can't even trust a nigga like that. Because now a nigga with no principles, no morals, can steal from you. Because that's a principle, that's a moral. He can kill you, he can stab you in the back, he can sell you out, he can cheat on his woman, he a man who don't stand for what he says because he has no morals and principles. You being a man of your word is a principle. You standing on respect is a principle. You standing on business is a principle. You being punctual is a principle. Like, you feel me? So if a nigga has no morals and respect, I don't even want him. If a nigga has no morals or principles or any beliefs, if he just out here freestyling, I don't even want that nigga around me. Because that nigga can switch up on me anytime. I need people around me who have something they stand for, something they believe in. So should you. And if you out here living life clueless, man, you don't know what you stand for, you might be in a point where you're still trying to figure that shit out. That's totally fine. You just need to spend more time alone. You might not like it. Not everybody likes it. Not everybody enjoys being alone. Because it's not the fact that you're alone, but it's the fact of who you are when you're by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just you and your thoughts. But like I said, it's all in here. We gotta fix this, because this is just a part of you. This is not you. This plays a major role over everything else. This is why it's always mind over matter. So if you can get the mind right first, by setting principles and morals and beliefs, you have to do this. This is how you're gonna be solid. This is how you're gonna have a foundation. You're gonna need to have a place where you need to have a ground, my nigga. You need to be grounded. And this happens through your morals and principles. Without further ado, I ain't trying to waste no more time of yours. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If the video was informative, like, comment. And I'm gonna check y'all out on the next one.